Good evening, good day, good afternoon, good time zone to everyone. I am Siren. Thank you very much for your patience in spite of all the delays with the April OC Hunger Games. And as a bonus treat to everyone who wasn't able to participate in the April Fool's edition of the Hunger Games, we have also added a few of the Hungry Games events. I'm not gonna use too much of your time, so without any further ado, may the odds ever be in every tribute's favor. At the bloodbath, Zelda finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Marcus finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Sydney hides in a cave and listens to lo-fi hip-hop radio. Eli stabs Matvey with a tree branch. Okay, oh my god, okay. Literally just the fourth event, and that's our first death of the games. Amazing. And at least it's a proper death. At least it's not being eaten, right? Raven runs away with a lighter. Gunther grabs a wooden sword. Alejandra grabs a couple of volleyballs. Minnie, Zombie, and Geeth get into a fight. Geeth triumphantly kills them both. Colton snatches a bottle of ketchup. Oh, there we go. There's the Hungry Games prompt. Let's go. Tadashi finds Stella in a mousetrap and sets her free, but eats the cheese. Better be careful with your fingers or hands there. I mean, it didn't say that his hand got trapped or whatever. Kana grabs a combustible lemon. Denny grabs several wooden swords. Peachy grabs a big mouth Billy Bass. The sound of Billy singing fades into the distance as they run away. Prince shoves Morrigan into a frying pan while his back is turned. Vertigo takes a drawer of silverware. Freya tries to steal the spork, but Vertigo notices and kills her. Milo, Chimera, and Daisy start a food truck business. I guess that is the Hungry Games' version of starting a band. We now begin the first day of the Hunger Games. Sydney receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Tadashi questions his sanity. Marcus and Daisy split up to search for resources. Denny falls into a food coma. Okay, that is one way to die. Just eat so much food that you get into a food coma. Prince questions their sanity. Zelda and Geeth argue over how tomato is pronounced. How do you guys personally pronounce tomato? Is it a tomato for you or is it a tomato? Kana, Milo, and Raven start a food truck business. Gunther camouflages himself in the bushes. Peachy tries to catch fish with a soup bowl. Exactly how does this work? Do you just go to a river or a lake and then just try to scoop fish out with a soup bowl? That sounds very inefficient. Colton bites himself in the tongue. Stella poisons Chimera's drink. Chimera drinks it and dies. Eli scares Alejandra off. On the very first night, Peachy befriends a wolf. Geeth and Vertigo talk about the tribute still alive. Zelda finds Sydney in a mousetrap and sets him free but eats the cheese. Yo, I know I did add Hungry Games events here, but what is with everyone going into mousetraps and eating cheese? Alejandra sets an explosive off, killing Stella, Eli, Milo, and Prince. Yikes. Tadashi cries in front of Colton. They share a tender moment. Marcus fends Denny, Daisy, and Raven away from his fire. Gunther cooks his food before putting his fire out, and Kana tries to befriend a wolf, but the wolf leaves. Wow, okay. 10 deaths, I guess, is not as much as some of the previous games. We've had 13 or 14 literally on the very first day. At least we still have 14 of you guys to get around. On the second day, Zelda collects gummy worms. Marcus stalks Gunther. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Vertigo throws a knife into Daisy's chest. Oof. Peachy receives a cleaver from an unknown sponsor. Raven makes a wooden spear. Alejandra gives Tadashi expired food. Tadashi loved it. Yeah, let's just hope you don't get food poisoning from expired food, yeah? Geeth pushes Colton off a cliff during a bread knife fight. Wait, if I'm getting this correctly, you guys just point bread knives at each other. I mean, those stuff are like tiny. Unless we're talking about huge bread knives, I don't know the size of the bread knife here. Denny bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Hannah sprains her ankle while running away from Sydney. Oh boy. I wonder, maybe Sydney will actually win this month? Marcus says okay boomer to Sydney at the very beginning of the second night. Raven sacrifices Vertigo in a ritual. Now she has a demon on her side. Gunther befriends a wolf. Tadashi waltzes into a walk-in freezer and never comes back out. Wait, what? Kana tries to make a pact with the devil but fails. Zelda befriends a wolf. Peachy hides in a cave and listens to lo-fi hip-hop radio. Alejandra befriends a wolf and Geeth chokes to death on a berry. That's so sad! Alexa, play Despacito. Not gonna lie, that is kind of sad. The moment that I could actually pronounce a Gaelic name properly and Geeth just dies. Daisy dying in canon, which will never not be funny. Well, at least I'm glad to know that it's kind of lining up with canon. 6 deaths for the second day, so we have 8 tributes left, if my maths aren't failing me. On the third day, Marcus picks flowers. Sydney recruited Peachy into his cult. This is gonna be dangerous. Zelda references an outdated meme. Alejandra didn't like it and kills her. Well, I also tried to read a little bit of the bios of these characters, and Alejandra comes from like a Victorian setting. How do you not like the outdated meme? Gunther references an outdated meme. Raven finds it hilarious. I guess the duality of tributes here. Kana runs around poking everyone. On the third night, Gunther mistook Kana for food. Oops. How do you mistake Kana for food? What? Peachy ate all of Marcus's food and leaves him to starve. I have no idea why this happened. Sydney feeds Alejandra a piece of broccoli. She hated it. Raven dabs on the haters. We have 3 deaths, so we have our last 5 tributes standing. At the feast, Raven adds oil. Sydney severely injures Gunther and leaves him to die. Peachy feeds Alejandra a piece of cilantro. She thought it was just fine. I guess she might have the cilantro gene. On the fourth day, Raven's fingers got caught in a mousetrap set by Sydney. It hurt! Alejandra receives a cleaver from an unknown sponsor. Be careful with what you're gonna do with the cleaver now. And Peachy tries to spear fish with a spoon. I could at least say that using a spoon instead of a soup bowl for catching fish, I guess the odds of success are increased a little bit. On the fourth night, Alejandra tries to treat her infection. Raven sings loudly to annoy the other tributes. Peachy accidentally steps on a oh my god, accidentally steps on a landmine. Sydney tries to befriend a wolf, but the wolf leaves. We are now down to our last 3 tributes. On the fifth day, Alejandra sprinkles salt. To what? You added oil and you're sprinkling salt. What are you cooking? Let her cook! Raven defeats Sydney in a fight but spares his life. On the fifth night, Alejandra throws a knife into Raven's head. Oh boy. I guess you were cooking in not the literal sense. So, are you telling me that she added oil to the knife and also sprinkled salt on the knife? That's gotta hurt. Doubly hurt. Sydney quietly hums. It's now a battle between Alejandra and Sydney. On the sixth day, Alejandra and Sydney work together for the day. And on the sixth night, Sydney vibe checks Alejandra. She fails. I cannot believe it. We were literally just talking about this on general. But congratulations, the winner for the April Hunger Games is Sydney. Oh, Zelda is canonically a streamer. That makes it even funnier. Remember what I did say earlier? Persistence does pay off. You finally won. So here is the summary of the games. I would say that was a relatively quick round, in spite of the deaths not being as high as previous games. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining the OC Hunger Games. I would say that because the games are a bit late this month, I will give you all until the 25th of May to finish your trophies for Sydney. So that being said, thank you very much. Have a wonderful time zone, and I hope to see you guys again in the next installation of the OC Hunger Games. Thank you so much.